mathematicians. Today we are going to graph inequalities. What's really important is that we pay attention to our sign. If it is a less than or a greater than, there will be a dashed line when we connect our dots. If it has the equal sign underneath, less than or equal to, or greater than or equal to, you are going to connect with a solid line. When we graph these, we're going to graph it as if it was just an equal sign. So like we have been doing before when we graph. So this is already in y equals mx plus b. So where does it cross? What's our y-intercept? 3. So I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3, plot a point. My slope is 1/2. So starting from this point, I'm going to go up 1 over 2. Up 1 over 2. So up 1 over 2. This is y is greater than, so what type of line will you connect it with? Dashed or solid? Solid. Okay. Now the last thing you have to decide is how you shade. Are you going to shade above or below? Now this is y is greater than, so greater than would go above. Greater than goes above, less than goes before. So anything above would be a solution. Okay, so any point up here would work. Okay. Go ahead and try this next one on your own. Graph it as you would if it was a regular line. Decide what type of line it should be, dashed or solid, and then shade. Let's see how you did. Our y-intercept was -4. So how do you graph that? Down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. What was our slope? 2 or 2 over 1. So how do you graph a slope of 2? Up 2 over 1. Up 2 over 1. How did you connect these dots? With a solid line. There's an equal to underneath, so I'm going to connect with a solid line. And did you shade above or below? Above. Why did you shade above? Because y was greater than. So everything above the line would be a solution for the inequality. Nice job. Let's take a look at these next ones. X is less than or equal to -1. So find when x is -1. And let's make our line. Now x equals -1 would be up or down. So will it be a solid or dashed? It'll be a solid line because of that equals underneath. Okay. Now this time I can't shade above or below. I can shade to the left or I can shade to the right. This is x is less than or equal to, so which way do you think I should go? Left or right? Less than will be to the left. Less than means all the smaller numbers, so that would be to the left. So anything in this shaded region or on the line would work. Nice job. Try this next one on your own. Graph it, decide what type of line, and shade. Let's see how you did. Find when y is 5. So y is my y-axis, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I will make my line, was it solid or dashed? Solid. Why was it a solid line? Because the equals. Did you shade above or below? Below. Why did you shade below the line? Because y was less than or equal to, so it will shade below. So anything in that region will work. Nothing above will work. Nice job. For the next example, what do you notice our problem is? We can't find the slope or the y-intercept, so we need to move some things around a little bit. So I need y equals mx plus b. So let's get y by itself. So how do you get rid of an x? Minus x. So we will have 2y less than or equal to minus x. Now I'm going to have a minus x plus 8. And your next step to get y by itself, divide by 2. Now on the right, when I divide by 2, we must divide everything by 2. Y is less than or equal to, what's our value here? Negative 1/2 x plus 4. Alright, so you need to get it in y-intercept, slope-intercept form, so you can find your y and your slope. Your y-intercept is 4, so you go up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And what is our slope? Negative 1/2. How do you graph a negative 1/2? Start at our point, down 1 over 2, down 1 over 2. What type of line should we connect these with? A solid line. And we shade above or below? Below. Why did you shade below? It was a less than or equal to. So less than, we shade below. Everything below or on that line, since it's a solid line, will work for the inequality. If you were to plug them in, any value of x and y down here would work for that inequality. You must make sure, though, that you have it in slope-intercept form before you can graph. Try this next one on your own. Get it in slope-intercept form, graph, and decide your shading. Let's see how you did. What did you move first to get y by itself? A minus 6x. So I have 3y greater than, I'm going to put my minus 6x out front, plus 9. Now what did you do? Divide by 3, and when I divide by 3 over here, divide both pieces by 3. Y is greater than negative 2x plus 3. When you go to graph this, what's our y-intercept? 3. So I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3 and plot a point. And our slope? Negative 2, which is the same as negative 2 over 1. How do you graph a slope of negative 2? Down 2 over 1. Down 2 over 1. How did you connect these dots? With a dashed line. Why did you do a dashed line? Because there's no equal sign. So I'm going to connect these with a dashed line. And lastly, you had to what? Shade. Did you go above the line or below the line? Above. Why did you go above the line? Because its y is greater than. Greater than goes above the line. Anything in the shaded region would work when plugged in for x and y. So plot the graph just like you would if it was in y equals mx plus b form. Decide how to connect your dots with a dashed or solid, and then decide where you will shade. Nice job today, mathematicians.